guys, Lily here, and today I'm going to talk about the movie Errementari, the Devil and the Blacksmith, while I do my makeup. First I'm going to put on some primer. This is the Self-Ready Pore Minimizing Primer from Joa. I got it at CVS. I just wanted a pore filling primer. My pores are starting to become more prominent now that I'm 30. Slap that on your face. The movie takes place in the Basque region of Spain. I could be mispronouncing that. Sorry, my dumb American is showing. The movie starts out with some sort of war scene with these soldiers about to execute these three men for some reason. It's not really well known why. And now I'm putting my Born to Glow Illuminator by NYX. It's not really said why. I think, although I think it might be for desertion, as it's shown later in the movie. But one of the men, after they shoot him, they do the, what type of execution? Firing squad. They do a firing squad execution. He doesn't die. They shoot him again, he doesn't die, because you'll find out later he made a deal with the devil, or a devil. And then the next scene takes place 8 years later with a government official coming to town trying to find the blacksmith because there is some sort of government official business having to do with missing gold. There's also some stuff about a little girl named Ushue, who is an orphan who lives with, I think, the priest and his wife, or maybe it's her aunt. I'm not sure who they are in relation to her. I just know one of them is the town priest. She misbehaves because, well, one, the townspeople don't treat her very well, often telling her because her mother committed suicide that she is in hell. Yeah, not very nice people. Next, I'm going to be going in with my foundation. This is the Misha Magic Cushion, has SPF, and this is in the shade 21, because my tan is fading. Eventually, the blacksmith and the little girl cross paths, and she finds that he has been keeping a demon prisoner named Sartael. Before that, the movie actually had this nice atmosphere, kind of foreboding, kind of pretty. The landscape had this beautiful kind of melancholiness to it that you only get in certain parts of Europe. But this movie is very pretty looking. Like, even the CGI and animated parts, still, like, the designs behind them are nice. Like, at some point the gates of hell show up and they are like this giant mechanical fire-powered machine. It kicks ass. The demons are practical makeup for the most part. I think it's sort of like a combination of makeup and CGI, which I like. I feel like that sort of, gives the combination, like, you can add the details in there that you can't add with the makeup and the movement, but you also can give the subject weight and a sense of realness that you can't get with the CG. I wish more studios would do it. Next, I'm going with my Infallible Pro Glow, what's this called? Concealer. I don't know what is wrong with my brain today, I just don't have one. Get my under eye, get the nose, the forehead, the chin, as well as the redness around my nose, and the smile lines. So I'm not really gonna talk about the plot. It's a very simple plot. It's not very complicated, and it's more about, I think it's more about the scenes rather than the plot. But the problem is that the characters aren't really characters, which I think was the idea. We were supposed to go for more fairy tale characters rather than real characters, since I think this might be based off of a folk tale, but I could be wrong. I think it was said so in the summary. What do I think of it? Well, as I said, the beginning part, the atmosphere and the setup is very nice. I think I'll go with the Redemption eyeshadow palette. This I got free for buying a palette over at Ulta. Actually, before I do that, I need to finish my face. I'm going to set down some setting powder on the areas where I put my concealer. Some people bake their powders, I really don't. I don't see much point to it, and I don't have the patience for it. But after the blacksmith and the little girl meet, things start getting kind of silly. It's when the So the blacksmith has been keeping the demon there and torturing him and blah de blah de blah. I mean, it's a demon. Who cares about how his life's going? Nobody, that's you. Alright, I'm going to go in with this shimmery light brown shade right here and put that up in the crease and put it in my under eye area. Next, I'm going to go with this this light shimmery pink and put that over the lip. See, there's a scene with the little girl and the blacksmith bonding over torturing the demon. Kind of a ridiculous scene. I think the movie doesn't take itself too seriously, which, I mean, I like it when movies do that, but it's kind of confusing for me, especially with the way the beginning starts. This sort of darker brown, and I'm gonna just do that on the outer corner. It's still a very nice looking movie, which I like. I like movies that are visual. I'm a very visual person. But yeah, around the midpoint, I started losing interest, looking over at my phone, checking out what's on the interwebs. The movie is available in Basque language, the original language, with English subtitles, but it also has dubs in multiple languages, German, English, Spanish. And I originally was watching it in subtitle form. Put this in the outer third of my eye, still that dark brown color. And I had to switch over to English dub because I was losing interest, and so I had to be doing something else while I listened to the movie. I'm a bit disappointed that such a nice looking movie didn't really hold my interest. So now is time for my Stila eyeliner. I love this junk. Forgive my close-up, and of course the camera is going crazy trying to figure out the lighting now. I'm using my iPhone, so yeah, camera quality's not gonna be that great until I can get like a real camera. But right now I have to save my money for other things. Such is life. With this pink glittery eyeliner for my under eye area, probably a little more glitter on the inner corner. So I'm gonna go in with the Lancome, it's a primer, mascara primer. I cannot think today. We'll make them look really long and ridiculous. After that, I'm gonna go in with my favorite They're Real mascara from Benefit. Sorry about the lighting again. Next, we're gonna do a little bit of contouring. I'm gonna go in with my Hoola bronzing powder. It's not gonna be real fancy contouring. Now I'm using this sort of fluffy, not very dense brush to brush it on, so kind of sculpt up the jawline a bit. Don't think I can really recommend watching it, although I'm glad I did, just because I like watching movies that have their place in, like, say, mythology and folk tales. I love that, and I wish we had more folk horror. Like, I am so sad that I missed out on Midsummer. I would love to go and watch that. I'm going to contour my nose a little bit, and we need more movies, I think, about those sort of things. Because I love the movies that are about, like, oh, the stories we forgot in our modern world. The movie takes place in, I think, the 1800s, so not that modern for that one. I think I'm going to fill in my eyebrows a little bit, just a smidge. My eyebrows don't normally need to be filled all that much, because I have rather dark eyebrows to begin with. Unfortunately, because the performances were in a different language, I can't really say anything about how good or bad the actors were. The children actors were fine. There were child actors, and I don't know, some people have like such a thing against like children in acting, like, oh, they're so terrible and stiff. And I'm like, they're kids. What did you want? Like, I mean, what do you want? CGI children? Do you want them to put like a CGI child there? Andy Serkis in a kid costume? What do you want? Not everyone's gonna be like, you know, Dakota Fanning or whatever. Alright, I am gonna go in with highlighter now with my favorite Anastasia highlighting palette. In this sort of greenish gold color. Such a pretty color. I love it so much. Just go to town on that highlighter. Like, I'm serious, I would just do my entire face in highlighter if it didn't look silly. Put some on the forehead, on the brows, and in the inner corner. Part of the reason why I don't have much to say on the movie is there really isn't much there. Disappointing. But what are you gonna do? I would say kind of skip it, although I do hope to see maybe more from this company, Basque production company, because it's a very pretty film. Oh, next is lips. I'm gonna do more of a blurred lip. First, actually, I need some chapstick. Got my chapstick. And next I'm going to take this red color that I got from Revolution. I just got a whole bunch of Revolution cosmetics because I got this mystery bag for buying a $15 palette at Ulta. So this is called Past Midnight. Red, I'd compare it to the Angel Red from from Clinique. So I'm gonna put that on the inside of the mouth and then pat it out to blend. There we go. This is my CoverGirl Cheeker, the classic pink. Put that on this nice big fluffy brush on the apples and just sort of spread it out. A little bit on the nose. That's my makeup. In the case of Errementari, I'm gonna have to say, skip it. Find some better stuff on Netflix. I believe American Psycho's on there. Probably going to check that one out next. So, see ya.